Hey there, how are you today? Well, it's finally happened. I was called out on one of my Loomis videos as the drawing being out of proportion. Somebody pointed that out in the comments that asking, isn't that why you use Loomis method is to keep your proportions correct? And yeah, technically yes. That's the idea behind the structure of Loomis is to help you obtain proportions, but that definitely doesn't just happen. It requires a lot of practice and even warming up, and that's probably one of the fatal flaws that I made in when I was shooting that video was that I didn't spend enough time warming up and practicing prior to getting into this unit, since it's been a few it's been about a year and a half probably since I taught figure drawing. So I definitely haven't dedicated enough time to getting back into the practice of drawing figures, getting tuned in, dialed in for with my skills. So it's very similar to when I teach my class up at the university. That the beginning of the semester, I probably haven't worked with Loomis and drawing figures for at least a semester, or maybe just through the course of a break, a month or something like that. So in that time, I may not have practiced like I was during the course of a semester. So, I mean, during the course of a semester, you're working about 6 hours a week in class with the students, and I draw along with them to demonstrate the processes and things like that. So that's a great amount of time just to get kind of dialed in through the course of the semester. So what I produce at the beginning of the semester and what I produce at the end of the semester, it's a night and day difference. So that amount of practice through the course of 15 weeks really does make a large impact upon what you're able to produce in that hour and 50 minutes, or if it's a Tuesday, Thursday class, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. So being able to dedicate that kind of practice and that warm up to the process really is beneficial. And that's what I'm planning on doing more of with this YouTube channel, is to maybe do some more videos on figure drawing. Not only the mannequin and the gesture drawing and the contour drawing and all the modeling, but also integrating that in with watercolor, tying the two together, because it is a fun process. Once you get tuned up and dialed in, you can really produce some interesting looking artwork. So anyway, that's kind of my plan, and that's kind of the whole process that I definitely work through with my students up at the university. Spend about 10-15 minutes warming up with mannequins, 10 and 15 minutes doing the faster mass and gesture drawings on top of the mannequin, and then we move into longer poses, 20-minute, 30-minute poses, doing the contour drawings and beginning to add some of the modeling, the values, the lighting, and things like that. And then we kick over and do a big pose, typically within one class period. That big pose being anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour, or if it's a Tuesday, Thursday class, maybe it's a couple hour-long sketches and figure poses that we pull. So that's kind of the process I think works best when I'm teaching the students up at the university, and it does really hone your skills, get your hand-eye coordination all dialed in, and then you can start worrying about the aesthetics of it, the mark making, the character of the line, and getting that force to the pose. And if it's an action pose or something with stress and angle to it, you can emphasize. There's so much you can do with the aesthetics of it once you master the overall structure of it and get your proportions dialed in, which I will freely admit that's definitely something I'm working on. But right now, trying to stay on schedule with posting these tutorials on a weekly basis, 2 to 3 tutorials every week. It's definitely it's keeping me on my toes, and it's definitely bringing my skills to bear, or at least pointing out some of the weaknesses that I may have been neglecting over the last few months. But that is definitely one of the key things, I think, starting this YouTube channel that's been the biggest challenge for me, has been trying to produce that artwork, that nice piece of something in a tutorial that is, giving you value and teaching you something, while at the same time filming this thing. So I'm definitely, and I think for me, where I typically, any really nice not tutorials, but watercolors that I do, I like to kind of sit down. I block out about a 2-hour stretch typically, but my tutorials I've been doing are about half that. So I'm kind of recalibrating my skill sets to a shorter time span. So it's not the stuff I've been doing in my tutorials isn't bad, but it's not the best I can do. It's just right now the best I can do within about an hour and 15 minutes. That's kind of where my head is in doing these tutorials. And if it doesn't work, and I'm doing that mainly because if one really tanks, I have time to kind of pick up and sit down and do it again and fix the mistakes in that one in the second take of the video. So there's definitely a lot of new pressures that I'm trying to figure out while filming these tutorials, which may impact the overall quality of the outcome on the back end. So, but give me a few more months. I'll get this all dialed in and tuned up, and hopefully be really giving you some better examples, so that my largest viewed video of 3 butt ugly Loomis heads won't be my largest video for very long. At least that's my goal. I now have a goal, a new goal. Do something better than those butt ugly Loomis heads. Anyway, I've been getting some good comments. Really have. Actually, I had a nice guy from New Jersey drop me a note. Sounds like he's a YouTuber, and was giving me some tips or some pointers concerning the fact that there are a lot of Rusty Nelsons out there doing other things on YouTube that may be mucking up the results that I'm seeing with my tutorials and stuff that I'm doing with watercolor and drawing. So there's some guy down in Florida. I don't know. He's hawking something for the villages. So it's probably a similar demographic, but definitely a different topic. I think there's a photographer, there's a musician. So yeah, there's a lot of, who would have thought, a lot of Rusty Nelsons out there doing stuff on YouTube. And so, which is a natural lead in to maybe possibly rebranding. And I've been thinking about that for a couple months, getting a little more of a better brand associated with the channel that might show up better in the search results and the recommendation results for the algorithm in YouTube. So I'll be dropping maybe some ideas of what I'm thinking into the comments, not the comments, that the community, used to be the community tab, now it's the posts tab on my channel. So if you see that, I'll maybe put a little poll out there and see what you guys think. And I've got several ideas, but there's one that's definitely standing out, I think, as something I want to consider doing relatively soon. So as soon as I get some more things out of my way and I can kind of focus on that as well, I think we can start working on that. Maybe, I don't know, it might be a first of the year thing. I've been on YouTube 1 year and then maybe just rebrand. I don't know. I haven't figured that out either. But anyway, and I'm almost done, and I haven't even introduced myself. Hey, it's Rusty Nelson. I am the old Rusty Professor, as my Loomis tutorials are pointing out painfully. Welcome new viewers, and if you're a subscriber and have been here and watched these things before, hey, welcome back. And I'm really appreciative of all the growth and the new people that have come into the subscription base with my channel in the last, I guess, about the last 3 weeks. Thank you for subscribing and watching the videos. I am definitely dedicated to giving you this kind of content that you can learn something and hopefully try out and see if it works for you, and practice at it and make it your own and do your own thing with it. So that's going to continue. I'm also thinking and considering and looking into doing some, I don't know, workshops. I've got a whole list of things I want to get started on within the next few months, maybe at the start of the year, I was definitely wanting to use my first year just to kind of get off the ground and figure out some of the basic things, which I think I'm doing pretty well so far. But in my second year, there's definitely more things I want to start working with and experiencing on, additional things. Maybe it's live streams, maybe it's some group coaching, it might be some workshops and things like that. So definitely that's kind of in my future plans, near future plans too. It's not too far out. I was really hoping to kind of get all of these things kind of in place and up and running before I do retire within a year and a half, 2 years. So that's kind of where I'm at, what I'm working towards. What other comments? I do see, yeah, there was that about rebranding that led me down that rabbit hole. But another one was I definitely know people are wanting more faces and drawing portraits and things like that. I'm going to be definitely dropping some more of those. I got some more watercolor still lifes. I'm going to kind of circle back around over to doing some the things I'd done earlier in the channel, and maybe do some improvement videos on similar topics, still lifes, fruits, veggies, animals with architecture. I like those old doors and things like that. But definitely I want to be doing some more of those tutorials. But one specific suggestion, or at least question to me, was fingers and toes. So that means that people are interested in being able to draw hands and feet. So definitely that's on my schedule as well, to do a few tutorials with hands and feet. They're definitely a complex shape and form, actually a number of complex shapes and form that you have to learn how to draw. And it's one of the things I know students in my drawing class, in my figure drawing class, they will avoid like the plague. They will definitely try their hardest not to draw them and find ways of hiding the hands or even the faces. They'll just draw a gorgeous looking figure with no face. It's like, you got to dive in, you got to jump in there and do that face and risk it. And if it doesn't work, so what? Do it again. It won't kill you. Even though I know those 3 words, do it again, it's like driving a stake through their heart whenever they hear that. So, but that's really the learning process. It's repetition, do it again, do it right, do it wrong, do it again. So if I have any mantra to chant, it's that one, definitely. So anyway, that's about all I have. I think I might even be able to cut this episode a little short. I've been talking for right at 14 minutes. And I don't see anything else that I need to cover. So yeah, just keep watching. I'm going to rebrand this the Clint Eastwood Watercolor channel. The good, bad, and the ugly. How about that? I just dated myself. So, well guys, if you got any value out of this talk, let me know. Drop me a comment. Give me a like, hit the subscribe button. I'm telling you to do all the things that big YouTubers tell you don't have to do, but I'm doing it anyway because I really do appreciate it. And I am trying to make some progress with this channel, both in what I'm capable of doing and with what my stats are as in subscribers and viewers into watching my stuff. So I really do appreciate the comments. They do give me a lot of encouragement and a lot of things to think about, even if I'm called out. So thank you for the comment, and I'll see you next video.